Hey there, it's Brandon Shope. Thanks so much for joining us for another great edition of Port City Blue Talk. Joining me today, another great guest here at the WPD. It's Sergeant Ron Evans. Now, he is our supervisor of the Chaplain program. Sir, it's so good to have you here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Always good seeing you, sir. Now, I know the Chaplain program is a very vital, integral part of the police department. Talk to me a little bit about what that is and what you all do.
Sure. So when you look at the Chaplain program within itself, a chaplain actually has been in existence even before the birth of this nation. We're talking over 240 years, going back, before the Revolutionary War in the military. That's when, the Chaplain program came about. As far as law enforcement is concerned, back in the 1970s, there was a gentleman who wanted to experience a tragic incident where 3 members of the IRS were killed, 3 special agents were killed. And this chaplain wanted to do death notifications. Well, he had an issue with getting chaplains to do the death notification, so they initiated this international conference of chaplains to bring all folks together. So we're sort of kind of based off that. And then with Wilmington Police within itself, chaplain program is prevalent. It's going great. We have a great number of chaplains that work with us. They're all volunteers, and we are just right now expanding the unit to bring new faces on.
And now, how long have you been the supervisor for the Chaplain program?
Just about 2 years, a little over 2 years, I've been overseeing our chaplains unit.
Okay, excellent. And just talk to me a little bit about, for you personally, Sergeant Evans, why is this so important to you?
Chaplains, just like police officers, play a vital role in the unit, within the department. And the chaplains that we bring on, they understand that just like our officers, they're being a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And it's very important that we have them. They're very much needed for officers, for civilians, for family members. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's due to tragic events that officers go through. But we're glad to have them on the team. But like I said before, they play a very, very vital role. So we're thankful for them, very thankful.
And I know, sir, that death notifications are one of the hardest things that you all have to do. Talk to me a little bit about maybe some of the other roles as well, and some of the other things that you have to do as part of this job.
A lot of times we have our chaplains come to special events that we have throughout the year. They will come to, say a prayer at city council meetings. You mentioned death notifications. A lot of times it's tragic events that we require our chaplains to go through. If there's a officer-involved shooting or incident to where, an officer has been seriously injured or something like that, we like to have our chaplains come on just to be that go-to person, a moment of comfort, provide some type of, at ease in the moment. So we're thankful for them for that.
Yes, sir. And I'm sure that during the 2 years that you have been with the Chaplain program as the supervisor, there's been many memories that have stuck out in your mind. What are some of the most memorable moments where you were just, extremely grateful to be able to be there to help?
Surprisingly, there are 2 incidents, recent incidents that come to mind. Unfortunately, there was an elderly woman who had lost her son in a vehicle accident. She lives in the area locally, but she has no other family here. So the traffic investigators reached out to me to, see if I would call her and talk to her, let her know what the process would be, because she had no idea what was going to transpire after the untimely death of her son. So I called her and we actually conversed back and forth for about 3 or 4 days, the process that's going to take, any information that I can give her about the investigation. And there were times that I shared a word of prayer with her. I gave her some scriptures to read in the Bible, concerning comfort and not being alone and things of that nature. And she actually called me and she was very appreciative and very thankful that I was able to share those things with her. There was another unfortunate incident just a few weeks ago where a young couple lost their son. And their son, unfortunately, was only 1 month old, a very, small child, a baby boy. And I went to the scene, and when as officers, when we respond to scenes like those, and it's untimely death, or there could possibly be some type of suspicious circumstances behind it, they're going to call out the cavalry, so to speak. So we're going to have our officers, our detectives, medical personnel, social workers, things of that nature come out. And when I was on that scene, again, I shared a prayer with the family, and social workers, detectives, everyone was on the scene. Well, after the prayer, one of the social workers came up to me and she was like, that was a really heartfelt prayer. It almost brought me to tears. I really want to thank you for being here and just sharing that with the family. And it's just those instances that when our chaplains are on scene, getting that word of thanks, knowing they provided some type of comfort in folks' time of need, especially when they're going to, again, tragic events like that. So those are just a couple of many calls and incidences that I've responded to, where folks were very appreciative, and I was appreciative that I was able to assist in some type of way and giving them a little bit of comfort.
And Sergeant Evans, switching gears a little bit right now, talk to me a little bit about the current openings here at the WPD for the chaplain program. I know that you all do have some openings.
All of our chaplains are volunteers, and these are ordained ministers, men and women of the cloth, and they do great work. They do great work. But the face of law enforcement has changed tremendously over the years, and with that change, we want to expand the unit because there's a greater need for chaplains, not only within Wilmington Police Department, but across the entire New Hanover County area. So we just want to have the opportunity to expand the unit, bring more chaplains on when folks have a time of need.
Okay, excellent. And tell me a little bit about who can apply for this. Who are you looking for?
Anyone that's ordained, and it does not necessarily have to be, and I have to go back and say the chaplain program is not necessarily about religion per se. So different denominations, an ordained minister, an ordained elder, a pastor, a priest, deacon in the church, someone that's ordained is more than likely, and you got to have, just like our officers, a good clean background check as well. You have to pass that test, but those are primarily the folks that we're looking for.
And like you were mentioning before, sir, I know that diversity is extremely important, so we do welcome different denominations and folks from all backgrounds, right?
They absolutely, no matter if you're non-denominational, or if you're a Baptist or a Catholic, or if you're a Muslim, or any denomination, because the primary reason why is because our agency within itself is consisting of officers and civilians of different faiths. So we want to make sure that we have all of those areas covered as far as the different denominations. And even when it comes to the general public, our chaplains will sometimes, respond to a scene interacting with folks of different faiths. So we want to ensure that, we have that covered as well as far as the different denominations.
And Sergeant, talk to me a little bit, sir, about how training is handled for this role. Is it handled, here in-house? Are the costs, are those covered?
We do have some training in-house. We are going to be working through the North Carolina Justice Academy. They have a chaplain's course that's available. We're going to try to bring them in-house. There may be some training that's actually done out of town. There's going to be some online training that's available, and all of that is covered through the department. So the chaplain or chaplain designee will not have to come out of pocket for any other training.
That's a nice thing always, right?
Very much so. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excellent. Anything else, Sergeant, that you may want the public to know about this?
Well, just like I said, we have openings. We're going to accept applications. It's all volunteer. Individuals who are interested in the program can feel free to give me a call. So my number is 910-367-0635. And they can also feel free to send me an email at ronald.evans@wilmingtonnc.gov.
Excellent, Sergeant. Now I know that, I speak on behalf of, the folks here at the department and our community as a whole when we say thank you for what you do. It's a very important, vital role, and God bless you, sir.
Yes, sir. God bless you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more, all right there at Wilmington PD. We'll see you soon.